There is life in the old dog yet. Manchester United, I won't say turning back the years yesterday, turning back the clock. It was a very, very good performance from Manchester United on and off the pitch yesterday. We're talking about the process. We're talking about United against Arsenal yesterday. Did we embarrass Arsenal a little bit yesterday? With what we're going through right now, how threadbare we are squad-wise, and that performance yesterday, does it also prove that Ruben Amorim can make things right at Manchester United, is adaptable, and showing the players that he has brought in or given a chance to are actually performing, and the future of this football club, if, like Ruben says, them scarred players do leave Manchester United, because let's be honest, we all know there's no hope for them, the future could be bright going forward for Manchester United. The transfer window will be whatever it is. The recruitment side of it will be what it is with the money we've got available to us. But did yesterday not show that Manchester United in the transfer window recently have hit the mark, have actually done well? Now, I know that Ineos and the Glazers are the poison within the fan base talk right now, but yesterday nobody could argue the fact that Dalit, Mazraoui, players like Heaven coming on the pitch, players that Manchester United have recruited, players that Manchester United have brought in under the Ineos structure as well, are actually working for Manchester United. Lenny Yoro, up until his injury at half-time, again, another player that worked. We could have, like you see at the bottom of your screen there, Manuel Ugarte coming back this Thursday against Real Sociedad, fully fresh, and just revitalising that midfield. And for Ruben to get a tune out of the players like Eriksen and Casemiro, it feels a little bit more, but it feels like these players haven't down tools on Ruben Amorim. Or is it the other? Is it that they've turned up for another big game and we're going to go back to what we was before when we play Leicester on Sunday evening? Is that what's going to happen again? Where are you at? I've put the poll up in the chat as well, live. Get your comments in if you are catching up later on and you haven't actually watched the live show. We're just asking the question, do you feel a little bit more upbeat after yesterday's game against Arsenal? I mean, everything that's going on with the football club, yes, put that aside. Let's just concentrate on that poll alone in saying whether you feel a little bit more upbeat with Manchester United's performance, how together they were, how we actually created chances against Arsenal with a very, very weakened squad. Let's not forget who is out for Manchester United at the moment and what we're having to do. When you've got Aiden Heaven and Victor Lindelof as your back three against Arsenal at home, with everything else going on right now at this football club, and you're coming out with a creditable draw, which we should have won, I think, in most Man United fans' eyes, does that not tell you something that there is some great determination? Can Ruben grasp that, use that, and use this as a springboard going forward? They're all the things I want to talk about today. Individual players as well that I want to talk about. I do want to say, first of all, thank you everybody for being patient with me and my voice and my throat. I have had issues, as you all know, going through this week. I couldn't do the live show last night. Yesterday just took it completely out of me and I needed to rest it up. It is feeling a lot better this morning, thank God. I've been to the doctors. I'm back again this week as well. So thanks for all of your patience with me not being able to commit to the normal schedule. It's been what's the word? Taxing, I would probably say, following United this last few weeks. I've felt the toxicity, I've felt the arguments, I've felt the unrest within the Manchester United fan base, I've felt it within our own community here on FUTV. I just want to try and bring back some positives in what I thought the best performance of the season yesterday. And you can go and say, Adam, you're just clutching at straws. You're just trying to spin a positive in a negative vibe atmosphere right now. But no, I actually genuinely came out of Old Trafford yesterday, and that was the best I'd felt the atmosphere around Old Trafford all season. That it was. There's no other game that's compared to that at Old Trafford this season. I mean, you could talk about away games at Liverpool and Arsenal in the Cup. I'm talking about Old Trafford, because Old Trafford has been a cesspit. It's been a death pool, right, this season. It's been the graveyard and that horrible atmosphere and environment that no fan has ever wanted at Old Trafford, or didn't even think was possible. But it has been that. But yesterday, Manchester United stood up. I go into the quotes on Ruben Amorim and what he said before the game yesterday, and I think it went under the radar because of the protests and everything else that was going on. By the way, the protests went down absolutely brilliantly as well. Thousands of fans turned up to the protest. It was brilliant, and the voices were heard, and all the protests are doing are just making this, they're making it public, they're bringing it out, they're putting pressure on the ownership of Manchester United, and yesterday it went down perfectly, and the players reacted to it again like they did last time. Because the last time we had a big protest was against Liverpool and we ended up winning that game in Ten Hag's third game. Remember that? It seems to spur something on. It seems to spur the fan base on as well. And that's what happened in Old Trafford yesterday. But going back to what Ruben said before the game, bringing it back to football, when you look at them words that he said, and he was very open again, as Ruben always is, very open again in saying, I think some of these players at Manchester United are scarred. They've been here too long. They've been here and there's no way back. They cannot release that negative vibe. They cannot release or be rid of everything that has gone wrong at Manchester United. I think scarred is the right word. It's the perfect way to sum up some of these players. They cannot get out of that mentality mode of this is Manchester United of the last 10 years rather than just playing freely and playing with that vision and playing with that excitement in their game. It just looks like they've all been anchored by the way that Manchester United have been run and how things have changed at this football club. You only have to listen to what Roy Keane said yesterday, and where I get it, yes, like, just get off that wagon, no, Roy. For God's sake, Manchester United has changed. These players are being cheered off here and clapped off. We used to get booed off when we drew. Look, you've never played in a poor Manchester United side, Roy. You could talk about Gary Neville and Paul Scholes the same way. United has changed. The fan base has had to adapt. So it's all right you coming out and saying what you're saying, Roy, and I love you for who you are and the passion that you've got and the standards that you upkeep. But right now we do have to change at this football club. It's got down to a certain level where United are, and yesterday we accepted what we was, and that's why we got the result against Arsenal. No, like Ruben says, we cannot play that way every single week. It's not the United way. But I said it in my vlog yesterday after the game, raw reaction, and right after that, what is the United way? It doesn't exist. It's the Sir Alex Ferguson way. There is no United way. There hasn't been for a decade. And right now, the way that the club has been run, and for obvious reasons why we're protesting yesterday and everything that's going on and the unrest around the football club right now, is because of what the club has done off the field and how it's been run. And that's the issue. And that's just poured out onto the pitch. And that's them scarred players that Ruben Amorim is talking about. These players have just got used to a system and are used to a way at United that isn't acceptable. And you have to draw it straight back. Bring curtain right back. Even take it off the rail if you have to and put a new one up there. You have to set everything from scratch. It's the only way to go forward, because if you try and change the scarred players like Ruben has said, then you're going to get the same results. Look, you're going to get the odd performance out of, like we said yesterday, you had Lindelof, Casemiro and Eriksen on that pitch. They're all gone. They're no future at Manchester United. But Ruben got a tune out of them yesterday. Casemiro, 9 successful tackles out of 10. It's the most out of any other player this season in the Premier League. Where did that come from? How the hell did Manchester United's midfield not get overrun with Casemiro and Eriksen in it? How is that happening? It's because Ruben set them up defensively. It's because Ruben accepted what Manchester United are right now. And what Manchester United are right now is a bottom half of the table team that don't have enough to even think about playing like United used to back way when. Ruben Amorim needs that summer transfer window. I feel like yesterday there was proof that Manchester United under Ruben can go forward. And this is in the players as well. Individual players that we've seen. Like, you've seen the excitement and enthusiasm of Patrick Dorgu, a natural wing-back who gets high up the pitch. And I think that signing is proof that Manchester United actually are going places. Aiden Heaven, oh my God. It's like Ruben Amorim said about Aiden Heaven. Like, the man is relaxed, sometimes too relaxed. But what Ruben said was, we have got a player there. There is a player there in Aiden Heaven. Manchester United's recruitment, you look at Dorgu, you look at Aiden Heaven. Them players alone should show you and prove to you that Ruben does see what Manchester United needs. We have got a future. Let's not forget, Aiden Heaven's going up there. And yes, I know I can counter this by saying that he's gone up against players he knows. He's trained with all his professional career. He knows everything about that Arsenal forward line. And I'm balancing it. I am. He had an excellent game yesterday for that second half. But he did come up against players that he knows in that Arsenal setup. You could argue that. That's the only thing you could argue against. But don't take that away from the lad. In that pressure cooker situation with a high-flying Arsenal side that has scored 7 in midweek, for him to come in and replace Lenny Yoro. And let's not forget, there's another recruitment there for Manchester United. Look back to the summer. Manchester United yesterday had to substitute Lenny Yoro, 19, who we bought in the summer, for 18-year-old Aidan Heaven, who we brought in January. Is this not the better recruitment and a positive for Manchester United going forward? Is this not what we wanted to see? We have a future here. We do have players that are going to last at Manchester United and do look like the right sort of quality. We have got a decent setup in this football club when it comes to recruitment at the moment. It's going to take years for it to come into full power and see United challenging again, and I think the acceptance of that is there with the club right now. The fan base are accepting where we are. We've got an issue with the ownership, but with these players, honestly, we cannot ask for much more than what they're giving. We know the qualities of these players that have been brought in. Some are not good enough, but there are big positives there. You look at Toby Collier, who came on the pitch yesterday. Toby Collier came on, I think he absolutely phenomenal when he came on. Just that extra little bit there. Rasmus, if he takes that chance, it looks like the perfect tactical masterclass from Ruben Amorim yesterday in that game. It really does. And that, for me, is what I'm looking at right now. An acceptance from Ruben Amorim, who is saying that we cannot play my way with this group of players. We're going to have to adapt and go low at times and counter. And I feel like that's what we did yesterday. Whether or not it changes with weaker opposition, obviously we need to go for the win against Sociedad. So there's going to be an element of having to push forward more and try and get the goals in that game. So we'll see how he changes it. But there is that adaptability there. And like I said there, let's not forget, we bought Mazraoui in for 13 million quid. We got Aidan Heaven for £1 million. 14 million for them two players that were playing there yesterday in Manchester United's side. Then you've got Matthias de Ligt in between both of them two, who was absolutely monstrous yesterday, outstanding. And we got him for what, 42 million quid. It's not half bad. Keep that going and get players like that into this team and sieve out the crap. And I'm talking the Mason Mounts, the Luke Shaws, the Lindelofs are going to go. Ericssons are going to go. No disrespect to them. They were both outstanding yesterday. I want to make that point very, very clear. You know my opinion on Lindelof. Couldn't fault him yesterday. I'll say it as it is. Spade's a spade. When you play well, you get the praise. And they were both brilliant yesterday, I thought. Stood up and were counted. Casemiro the same. These players going, leaving Manchester United. These are the players like, even Harry Maguire to a certain extent right now. We're showing that we can play without Harry Maguire. We're dealing with it. Players like that, the old guard players like Rashford's going. You know, like I just said, then Casemiro will go, Anthony will go. Players like that, them type of player need to leave. We need to bring through the new generation. And if you bring in that, let's just say we bring in a proper right wing back, and then you've got the likes of Dorgu, you've got whoever we bring in at right wing back. You can then look at fixing that midfield up, bringing someone in who can play alongside the likes of Manuel Ugarte. Or maybe now we've found Bruno's position and Bruno is going to play deeper. Maybe as he's getting older, this is the role for Bruno Fernandes from deep, getting up and down that pitch, someone who can carry the game, because at the moment that man is literally got Manchester United on his back and he's carrying us forward. Someone made a great quote yesterday and I think it led with the line of Bruno Fernandes is a Manchester United legend. None of the legends before of Manchester United could have continued with this consistency of performance and levels through this shit time that he's been at this football club. Bruno has been in the midst of everything that has been bad at Manchester United and still performed to a certain level. You cannot argue with that man's commitment at all. You really can't. And that, I feel, is where the fan base is at the moment. Even the Bruno haters, even the people that don't rate Bruno Fernandes, they understand what he is. They understand what he is, and I think that now is, personally, I think Ruben has found that role for him. Maybe we need to look at someone else to come in as the number 10s now. That's where we need to really invest money into. I still think we need another 8. I do. We need cover for Bruno Fernandes because he will cover at 10. I think we need another holding midfielder as well, but then when you look at it, and this is what I'm trying to make, the proof that under this structure and Ruben Amorim, Manchester United are going to move forward. What about Sekou Kone? Another player that could come in there and have a good pre-season. Yes, it's an if, but, and a maybe. Of course it is. But I'm trying to make a point about the recruitment doesn't have to be blockbuster signings. It doesn't have to be marquee signings every single time. Look at what we are working with right now. There wasn't one person in that stadium yesterday, and I'm guessing the same on TV and people watching at home as well, that had any issue with any particular player on that pitch. I said my only angry moment of the game was Rasmus Højlund again, needing an eternity to actually hit a shot. Like, honestly, you don't get that in the Premier League. And like we said the other day, what the Muppeteers were saying, there is possibly an opportunity for Rasmus Højlund to leave on loan at Manchester United, but everything else what you look at, and I've just said it there, you've got De Ligt there, 42 million, Mazraoui 13 million, brilliant, outstanding performances yesterday. You've got Lenny Yoro, who came off at half-time, was brilliant in the first half until he got injured. And then you've got Aidan Heaven coming on for him. This is all recruitment that came in the summer and in January. You got Patrick Dorgu to come back after the Leicester game as well, who is improving Manchester United. I just thought, you know what, yesterday just proved that there is something there. And I know it's one game, and I'm going to come to the comment section in a minute. I've deliberately not looked at the comment section because I'm going to come in blind and just look. I just wanted to talk for the first 15 minutes of the show and just get everything out that I needed to say that I probably would have said in last night's show. And again, if you are just joining us, thank you for holding on for me and giving me the time to recover. My voice was just absolute jokes yesterday and it was ridiculous. So I just took doctor's advice and rested it out. But this is what I would have said yesterday. And even having more sleep on it now and thinking back to what I witnessed yesterday, I cannot feel but positive. I cannot feel anything but positive just from the performance. And I do have that reality check there. So before I'm going to go into the comments now and you all probably shoot me down for being overly positive, I just wanted to tell you that I do remember what this team did in previous games. I do remember how poor they've been throughout this season. I know how poor they have been. I know what their performance levels have been like, how much they've let the fan base down, how much they've let Ruben Amorim down. It's there. But I cannot help but feel like I need to talk about the positives right now. After everything else that's going on, I was impressed yesterday. I was with the player attitude. And you know what? You all know how I feel about Garnacho. You all know how I've criticised him. His attitude, his walking off the pitch, his all sulking, moping mood against Sociedad. Yesterday he was outstanding. Not just in what he did and what he provided up front. That wasn't there because he didn't have the chance to. But he played as a team player yesterday, and that's all I've wanted from him. You won't get any criticism at all from me from that game for Garnacho yesterday. And I said it, I didn't pick out one player that I think didn't do a role for this football team yesterday. And they deserve every single bit of praise. And I don't care if anybody comes down and shoots me for being overly positive right now. I really don't care. I know what I watched yesterday. I know what I've seen. And I've seen a different attitude from them players. All I'm asking now is, please don't let me down again. And then forget about it because that was a big game. And that's that other little thing at the back of my mind telling me, don't forget Adam. And that's what I just mentioned a moment ago. Then I do know, and like Roy Keane has said before, Leopards never change the spots. Are they going to revert back to type and go back to that old United? I'm just clinging on to this right now. I need it. As a United fan, I need it. Everything that's going on at the club right now, you can join me, you can criticise me, you can do whatever you want with it. I'm coming to the comments now. I've not even looked at them yet, but here we go. Let's see what everybody is saying. By the way, just under 1,200 in the room as well. Please give the video a like. The fact that 150 of you have already liked the video says that you're on side with me a little bit. Please. Right. Let's get into a couple of super chats first of all. One from Block who says, Adam, every time I sell my tickets, we play well. Every time I go to the game, we are utter crap. But should I stop going and try save our season? Stop going, mate. I'll go meet you at the pub Block and then we'll have a drink, eh? And we'll just watch United. Zane, credit to you, mate. Thanks for coming back in after that performance yesterday. I don't know what you were thinking about it. We didn't have our main attack. Good free kick. Let's see if you finish above us next season. I doubt. Come on, you Gunners, he says. Zane, credit to you, mate, for coming back in. Not a good day for you. Did everybody see Mikel Arteta walk off from that post-match interview? Oh, that just made the day. Did it not? Did it not just make the day, watching him walk away? Arsenal 15 points behind. Their season is resting on the Champions League and a top 4 fight. But they are in a top 4 fight right now. They really are. And look, we can laugh and joke. We're a disgrace in terms of where United are in the league. Well, I'm just going to take my one little win today. I'm just going to laugh up Arsenal fans losing the plot yesterday because there were a few of them doing it. And I'm just going to roll with it. That's it. Simple as that. Ray with a super chat. Thank you, mates. Hi, Adam. Look, United is like your son. Get angry, but when they do good, give them their flowers. They will let us down, but I cling on to hope. It's well said, mate. You're dead right. You're dead right. People won't agree, but for me, Harry Maguire has been a major issue this season. His lack of pace has and his slow play absolutely kill us from Ginge. Hi Adam, no one is getting carried away, but yesterday was definitely something to feel positive about. Remember, it took Klopp 5 years. P.S. Garnacho always been much better on the right. It's a good point. I didn't bring up Garnacho on the right. I did talk about this outside the stadium, and I didn't mention it in my vlog, actually. I was talking to some fans outside. Graham was there. Jonathan was there as well. Jack, Jonathan, I think Keane was there as well, and Dan, a couple of the other members and mods of the channel as well. We was all having a chat outside, and literally we were talking about Garnacho, and we was talking about him now being something that Ruben Amorim could probably use on that right hand side a little bit more. He used him against Sociedad. He got the assist. He also almost made another assist yesterday from that right hand side. I think he's useful because what it's doing, it's making him play that right-footed shot. He's not cutting in. He's actually forcing him to actually cross the ball and go to the byline at times. I think he may have stumbled upon, so I'm not going to get carried away with it, but it's a good point to bring up regarding Garnacho and his performance. Definitely worked. United Spotlights. The way I look at it yesterday at the game is no different to any other big team game. It suits us to sit back and counter. We will be crap again when we are expected to have the ball. I expected them comments. I get it. And they are right. You cannot take anything away from that performance yesterday, but you can also never get too carried away. And the people who are not getting carried away are right and are well within their rights to say that, because they realistically have looked at the rest of the season and gone, all right, well played. I'll save judgment for when United need to do something different. And you're right. You're totally right in that. Doggle will miss the Leicester match, not Sociedad. No, I said Leicester, mate, unless you were talking to someone else. I said he'll miss the Leicester game on Sunday. That's his last game, but he is fit and available for Sociedad, which is good for us. Seeing the bench too excites me. What is possible? It looked like one of Manchester United's youngest ever benches yesterday. And normally when you see a bench like that, you would go, we don't stand a chance really. We're not really against it. But when I'm seeing Collier coming on, I'm seeing Heaven come on, I'm seeing Højlund come on the pitch, I'm thinking, that's not actually that bad. I don't mind Collier. I wouldn't mind him starting the game. And you've got Collier, Heaven and Højlund coming on the pitch. First team players. I ain't got an issue with that at all. The oldest one of them on the bench, 22, Rasmus Højlund. Wow, yes. Let that sink in. That, again, is a massive positive. The average age of this team is coming down. I'm not going to get carried away. We do need to bring in some experienced players as well. This is not how Amorim wants to play. He wants to, obviously, and wants to dominate games, but for some weird reason, our players like to perform better on low blocks. I think it's because we're adapting. I do feel like, and Ruben was admitting to this as well, and we need to make a point of this. This isn't going to continue, and proper judgment will come in Amorim playing his usual game. And like United Spotlight says there, and like other people have said, Ruben said it himself, we cannot continue this way. It's not the way that United should be playing. We cannot be giving up 60-odd% possession at Old Trafford and counter-attacking teams. But with what we had available to us yesterday, I thought we played Arsenal perfectly. The fact that doing that gave us as many shots on target as what that free-flowing Arsenal side had yesterday. And I thought our chances were better. And David Raya was man of the match yesterday for Arsenal. Closely followed by Rice, who was ridiculously good again. I love that guy. He's absolutely brilliant. Even though he shushed the Stretford end. Didn't like that, but can't take away the fact that he is an absolutely awesome midfielder, that guy. And Arsenal's pretty football didn't work. We played them. We played them perfectly. Kieran says some Hollywood balls worked and a few goals in the last 3 to 4 games, but let's relax. Bruno is no legend and he's been pathetic for the season up until recently. Disagree, Kieran. I really do disagree. Like, you cannot be saying that after a man that's got over 25 goals and assists again this season. That's the 3rd season in a row he's got it as well. Like, there are other games where Bruno is doing Bruno things, and he's doing a lot more than anybody else. consistently every season. I get what you're saying, like, criticise him in certain games for his mistakes that he makes. Yes. But come on, he's not that player. Really? Look, I get it. I do. I get it. I get the frustrations with Bruno. I really do. And everyone is always going to have their opinion on Bruno Fernandes. He's a Marmite player, isn't he? He really is. You love him or you hate him. You seen Roy Keane yesterday having to praise him when really he knows that it's not his cup of tea. And it's all right to not like Bruno Fernandes. There's lots of United fans that don't like him. And I get it. I do. I will always defend him because I see what he is. I see the leadership qualities in him. Yes, the petulant side of things, which, by the way, has gone down drastically with Bruno Fernandes. He's getting a lot more clever with it. But, yeah, he is that man that sort of divides the fan base into. And you know what? I get it. I do. I get people who criticise him. I get people who don't like Bruno Fernandes. 100%. And I just feel like he's going to be one of them players that will be missed more when he's not there. People will realise how good he is when he's not there. But I do like him in this lower lying role at the moment. He's coming into his own a little bit. And he is controlling that and progressing that ball forward. And Ruben Amorim has talked about this. And again, it's Ruben and proof that Ruben is working at United in ways, in finding positions for players. Trying Garnacho on the right. Playing Bruno deeper because there's no one brave enough to progress the ball through from the back. Manuel Ugarte is a brilliant player, but he needs that Bruno next to him. Win the ball, pass it to Bruno. Get the ball, pass it to Bruno. Let Bruno dictate the game. Let him use that energy and then bleeding how many kilometres he runs every single game. Let him utilise that. Nurse him, nurture it. What have we said all the time with him? Someone just needs to get hold of Bruno, shake him down, and harness that energy. And I think Ruben is finding a way at the moment to do it. I think there is an element of him doing it himself and finding his own way. So where I want to praise Amorim, I will know more about Amorim football going into next season if we can continue performing and we can continue getting more out of Bruno this way. And he is harnessed in a way that we really can then look at him properly instead of the erratic side of his game. That will come next season, I feel. I think it will. Zayn Messi back in what the excuses. You didn't have your main attack, neither did we, and we also didn't have our main defence or our main midfield. Good point, Kieran. Coming back at Zayn on that there. We had nobody. Ruben Amorim yesterday talking. Some good quotes from Ruben Amorim yesterday. Some absolute Bobby Dazzlers, weren't there? Man United will never die. That is clear. That is clear. You feel it in the streets. The fans sometimes feel it. It is harder to go to games and pay for tickets. We want to give them a lot of efforts in the future. We will not play like that. There you go. Ruben Amorim pretty much putting it down. He alludes to, and he's a very smart man, Ruben Amorim, he really is. He's done so much in that little comment there in addressing everything that's going on. He sees everything, and without calling it right out, he has done. If that makes sense. He hasn't deliberately called out the issues at the football club, but he has alluded to a Manchester United fan chant there, United will never die. He has said it's hard for fans. He has noticed that fans are not going to games. They're not buying tickets. He's noticed that. Fans out on the streets, the protests, the fans outside. United will never die. He talked before the game about Manchester United fans needing a voice and everyone at Manchester United needing a voice. And they will give more. And we promise you, United will not continue to play low block football. He is determined. But at least he accepted where United were yesterday with the team that we had. And it beat Arsenal. Because we should have won that game. We should have won that game. And Raya was making some serious saves. That's really positive to look at what Ruben is saying as well in all of this chaos that's going on at United right now. And that's what I take from what Ruben said. And that's why I feel positive, because I know that there is change coming. I know that under Ruben, things will be different going forward. These players are having to adapt. It's not like they've got the choice to. You've got to play this way. You have to be in line with what I want, or you are not going to play. That's the message coming from Ruben Amorim. And he's using everybody right now. And I said this, going back to just that one thing I said there, to actually get a tune out of Eriksen and Casemiro. I mean, credit to them two players. I've got to give it to him, because professional-wise, stood up. Like Casemiro recently, again, it's like, yeah, I'm not the future of this football club, but I'm a damn good professional. And you can criticise his form, you can criticise where he is and how good a player he is now at the age that he is, but going off that game yesterday, and I know I'm only talking about one game, but I think it's quite relevant that we do talk about what we witnessed yesterday, because it was such a massive day for United on and off the pitch, like we said. That Casemiro stood up, Eriksen stood up, everyone played their part yesterday as a team. And if Ruben can get that out of a team that is, and we have all criticised up to high hill, like we have all gone in on this Man United squad this season. If Ruben can get that out of this group of players, then get his players in and let's see what he can really do. And that just, I'm holding on to it. I'm grabbing it and I'm not letting go. I'm seriously not letting go of it. I want this to continue. God, please, United, do not balls up Thursday. I'm begging you, please don't. There is a little bit of positivity in the air right now after yesterday. Look, we came away unlucky. We should have beat Sociedad. We should have beat Arsenal. We should have beat Fulham. We did beat Ipswich. When you look at it on paper, in 90-minute football, we were unbeaten in the last 4 games and we competed. The chances we had against Fulham, the shots we had, yes, we lost on penalties. We can't score goals. We know we can't score goals. But look, we've been competitive in all of them games recently. And it should have been 4 wins. And no one can say otherwise. Yeah, Arsenal might have taken some of that, but United had the better chances. Let's not kid ourselves. United had the better chances. And but for David Raya, Arsenal would have been really licking some serious wounds yesterday. A lot deeper than the ones that Ruben Amorim is talking about some of these players that are at this football club and how scarred they are. I think that's the reality that we're looking at right now. Scarred players and changes that are necessary and needed at this football club are coming, I hope. It does look like they're coming because you can see that United and the recruitment side of things have worked to a certain extent, and that's what I'm holding on to. Into some more of your comments on everything that's going on right now. Adam, get recruitment right and Man United will improve 100%. Dalit, Mazraoui, Yoro, Heaven, Obi, Dorgu and Agate is a great start. The club debt is not as important as our recruitment plan. I think the club... Great points there, Mark. Great comment. Thank you for that. I think it's important to remember that in all of this, in the recruitment side of things, we're not forgetting about what the Glazers have done to this football club, and we never will. But going forward, under the new structure at Manchester United and the people that we've got, like I said yesterday, I'm happy with the recruitment team that United have got. It does look very, very positive going forward for the football club right now. Just mentioning names there, everything that's come in, and I know everybody hates the word Ineos, and I'm not a fanboy for Ineos at all. I just like to say things as they are and as I see it. And what you cannot argue with is like Mark just said there, Dalit, Mazraoui, Yoro, Heaven, Obi, Dorgu, Agate. Is anybody right now looking negatively at any of them players? Anyone? No, we're not. There's half a team there. There's half a first team there of the future. And that's what's been brought in at Manchester United. We can get it right. With the right people, we can get it right. If you add 10s and a 9 to that team, you are looking at a different ball game altogether. You really are. I think significantly this summer, you're looking at a new goalkeeper and a new number 9 and a number 8 right wing back. 10s, they're there. I think they're out there. But what a game like that does yesterday, and I think what we need to look at as well with this is, what a game like that does is give you confidence going into this Sociedad game on Thursday, which is massive. United's whole season is just in the balance on Thursday's game now. But Arsenal and that performance there, off the back of, hopefully, now beating Sociedad and beating Leicester and going into that international break, the fan base is up. Everybody's ready to attack the last quarter of the season when we come back from the next international break at the end of March. And then we're into it. We're into some really, really big, crucial games as well. We've got some massive games coming up. You're looking at Nottingham Forest away, Manchester City at home. And where I've said before, we cannot look at them games and think that Manchester United can compete. Just look at them games and look at how Manchester United have played in them games against better teams. Manchester City, it'll be the same again. Forest showed exactly how to play against City in that game. We've done it before. The low block and attacking and just showing that high intensity will beat Manchester City. Forest did what we did to Arsenal yesterday. And we took our chance, almost took the last chance. Unfortunately for us, Declan Rice took his chance as well. But you could see that if we win and go into the last 8 of that Europa League, it's Lyon or Steaua Bucharest in the quarter-final. There's no way that United are not winning that game with everyone coming back. We'll have a lot more players coming back. Like, if we can just keep this team fit now and going forward, and we are seeing progressive confidence in certain players, like Joshua Zirkzee. Obviously, we've got the issue with the likes of Rasmus Højlund, but still, going into that quarter-final, hopefully, if we beat Sociedad, I think United then will be looking at odds-on favourites to win the tournament. We have to be. 100% the young gun bring a different dynamic, says Adam. Andrew says this is what you get with non-inverted inside forwards. It's easier to play a pass. Inverting a forward is to give them a better chance to shoot. Keep him out wide. Brian says, Adam, I watched your post-match outside the stadium and was gutted I didn't head up from London to watch the game. I couldn't find any takers anywhere for my tickets yesterday either. Brian, I think you emailed me yesterday. I seen it pop up on my phone. Sorry, mate. Absolutely hammered yesterday. I know you were trying to get rid of your tickets. Apologies I couldn't get back to you either, mate. Thanks for the chat, buddy. I do remember that email popping up. I need to check my emails, by the way. God. I think there was loads that came up yesterday. Just ignoring it. By the way, Kaz's game yesterday, 6-all. I had that before Manchester United. I mean, seriously? 6-all, top of the table clash. The pressure and the drama yesterday were just on a different planet. They really were. But yeah, 6-all, and some of the best goals I've seen at grassroots level ever. Unbelievable game of football. So that's why my voice was literally hanging on by a thread. Vocal cords in bits. Feeling miles better having rested it through last night. Very grateful to you all as well for being patient. Again, just want to keep saying that. And they always Bruno never shows in big games, and they always say Bruno shows in never big games, says Ray in a super chat. He did yesterday. He showed up, didn't he? He showed up against Arsenal in the FA Cup as well. 2 absolute bangers in big games for Bruno Fernandes. And that, again, I feel, is... you look at that, Arsenal. Twice. City. Once. Bruno Fernandes again. I think even against Liverpool he was outstanding as well. So Bruno is turning up in big games. And that's another thing that people do forget. It has. They asked. I mean, in terms of the goals yesterday as well, Kaz did score the first one. Absolute sweet as a nut. Honestly, if I told you, go back, and I said to Kaz yesterday, I said, I need to show you this video of Paul Scholes' goal. I think it was in 2000 against Middlesbrough away. If you're a big United fan, you'll know the goal I'm talking about. That was Kaz's goal yesterday. It was a Texas budfucker. Honestly, boom, fizzed right in, set out about a foot outside the post, just sieved in, bang, top bins, keeper no chance. Go watch Paul Scholes back. Actually, we actually had a VO, so I will get the VO and post it on my socials if I can. If the opposite club send us the VO, VO is a filming platform and software that you can film actual games at grassroots level with. I'm sure you all know about it if you know football. If I get the footage of the goal, I will post it so you can see. But Scholes against Middlesbrough in 2000-2021 season, that was Kaz's goal yesterday. Just so you know. Yeah, bleeding 6-all. Anyway, let's get into some more comments. This is your time, everybody. Get them flooding in, people. Almost at 300 live likes, by the way. Please keep liking the video. Please get them in. Make sure that you have subscribed to Forever United TV as well, everybody. Let's keep it matching on. We will be doing more match bingo with our sponsors this week as well, ahead of the Sociedad game. So make sure that you are on top of that. Download the app via the QR code bottom right-hand corner, everybody. I'll drop in the description and click on the link. We have won many a times already with this as well this season. Match bingo. It is just match events in a bingo card. Get the lines, get the money, get double lines, get more money, get all of the lines, get the big jackpot. £200,000 has been paid out already by Match Bingo. So get onto that, everybody, and get involved in it. It all helps the channel. They are our sponsors of match days at the moment. So thank you very much to them again. And thanks to anybody who has participated in it already. I avoided watching the game. Thought we'd lose 4-1. Coward, says Madhouse. Hey, look. Everybody deals with Manchester United seasons in their own way, mate. If you didn't watch the game, if you didn't want to go to the game, if you gave your ticket up, that's everybody's own perspective on things and what's going on. That's all it is. You deal with your United drama in your way. You're never going to hear me come on here and say that you're wrong. It's not like that here on Forever United TV. Everyone has their opinions. Everyone has their say. Sometimes if you are very disrespectful to me, you may get kicked out. But everybody on this channel and our community is definitely the best around. And everybody gets to have their say. And you are all right because it's your opinion. We don't have to agree with everyone's opinions, and you definitely don't have to agree with mine. Adam, I will be upbeat if we follow this up on Thursday. I get you, Mr. Dacia Sandero, I really do. It worries me that if we lose, the players might just go through the motions and not put the effort in for the rest of the season. Yep, that is the big concern, mate. It's a really big concern as well. I don't know. My honest answer is I think we'll win. I do, and you can say I'm getting carried away with the emotion of yesterday and an half-decent team performance. I think we will. Like in Europe, we're unbeaten. By the way, the only team in Europe to be unbeaten in Europe. Everybody else has lost a game. Just saying. That is 9 games unbeaten for Manchester United in Europe this season. Let's make it 10 this Thursday and get the win. If we win, I think it sets up the rest of the season and gives us something to play for. It really does. And I think the confidence that we've taken from being in the last 8 of the Europa League will filter in to the Premier League games. It gives everyone that little bit of something to play for. Play well in the Premier League games. Give yourself a chance of being in that team. Prove to Ruben Amorim that you are a player that needs to be on that pitch in big games. That is everything. By the way, before I forget, I have been told that there is going to be a big announcement tomorrow from the football club. I'm not even going to tell you where it's come from, but I can tell you it's guaranteed. 100%. There is a big announcement coming tomorrow from Manchester United. You can think about what it might be yourselves. Get into the comment section after the video finishes. Tell me what you think the announcement might actually be. It's something that everybody knows about, but it's going to be tomorrow. And I know for a fact that it's going to be tomorrow. It could be that I now get the brand of lager that I want on draft in my stand at Old Trafford. I've been waiting all season. Everyone's been winding me up. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's something bigger. There is an announcement coming tomorrow for Manchester United, though. I'm not going to tell you where I got it from. I just know that it's 100% guaranteed and is definite. Whether you think it's a big announcement is entirely up to you when it drops. But it is coming tomorrow. And just so everybody knows, some inside knowledge there for you as well, everybody. So stay tuned for that one. We will talk about it when it does drop as well. So, yeah, I will be ready to go. Adam James, welcome to the Members Club, my friend. Gifted by London. Absolute legend. Thank you, London. You are top banana, mate. United Spotlight, season ticket prices. Oh, no, that game came up yesterday. Game 15 was yesterday at home at Old Trafford. 3 more home games to go, but it officially now opens up season ticket renewals for Manchester United fans. I think the announcement tomorrow is going to coincide with the announcement of ticket price. I'm just guessing here. I'm guessing. But it is happening, and it is coming. So prepare yourselves. But yeah, the 15 home games is up at Old Trafford, and season ticket renewals will be open. Expecting to get communication from Manchester United in the coming days. I obviously have season tickets, so I will know, and I will inform you all. But I'm guessing that you will all find out anyway, but it's something that I've always been going on about, and I will cover on the channel when it does drop as well. So let's just look at that when it does drop. But yes, tomorrow there is a big announcement coming. We can't lose Amorim as a coach. We in a rebuild, and that needs patience and incredible planning. I said it then, like someone just said it then. All the players that were brought in so far under Ineos since they brought in with their structure, I like. Xerxes, he's the one that you're looking at, but he's showing signs, isn't he? Like yesterday, Ruben's tactics to play him instead of Rasmus Højlund gave United an outball. He was harder to knock off the ball. He held the ball up well, and he could link up play. And he did do some of that yesterday. And he was very, very useful for United yesterday in that back line and that rearguard action that United put in place. So really, when you look at it, another key, astute sort of tactical switch and decision from Ruben Amorim. And that, I feel, is what I think that's coming more and more. I think we're going to see Joshua Zirkzee be a more prominent role in Manchester United's side. I think the ball sticks with him. And that's something that it doesn't with any of the other 10s or 9s or 4s that we've got in this team. Honestly, and I'm looking forward to seeing Zirkzee link up with the likes of Chidobe and possibly Garnacho. And let's just see that young, vibrant sort of dynamic front three work together. I'm open to different sort of setups and different options for Manchester United going forward. And I get a little bit more excited by it. I do feel a little bit more excited by what's coming at Manchester United. Andrew says, I'm dreading the season ticket prices. I get concessional season ticket. Goodness knows what I am going to have to pay for next season. Yeah, the concession season tickets is going to be an interesting one that we look at if they hit them or not. I don't know. I really don't know. By the way, can we push for actually getting 400 likes? Stephanie's just put it up in the chat there. If you're feeling a little bit more upbeat, get the likes on the video, everybody. Let's see if we can get up to 400 before we finish up. We're almost there. We need, what, 72? Can 72 people like the video before we finish? That would be banging. I think we've been positive, and I've tried to make the show a little bit of a more upbeat one. I even put the poll in at the top of the show, and 1,000 people have now voted on that poll. Are you feeling a little bit more upbeat after yesterday's game? 76% of you have said yes. There is a vibe. There is a vibe at Manchester United right now. Can we continue it? Can we latch onto it? Can we push forward with it? God, I feel so much better on a Monday morning than I did of previous bleeding weekends with United playing football. Just what this team has got all over us. Like, it feels like it's got a hold on you, doesn't it? Your whole life, your whole working week, your whole normal day-to-day just feels affected by Manchester United, doesn't it? And it changes everything. It changes the mood in going forward into your week. It does. It does. Few people saying stadium announcements. Season ticket prices in terms of the announcement tomorrow. Some of you might be right. Hi Adam, good game yesterday. Manchester United forever. Can you please give me a shout out on my runaway MUFC friend K-Bone? Does that mean he's beginning to believe again? I think we're supposed to say that after yesterday's game. Thank you. Yes, Uma. You definitely can get a shout out on that one, mate. Bring the positive vibes. It wouldn't surprise me if Ineos don't replace all the seats with TV screens and have the highest online bidder getting to show their face in the crowd. Hey, way forward. I said all along, like the best way to clear Manchester United's debt was to do a Amazon fly on the wall, all or nothing. I think United will do it. If United said, we're going to do an Amazon fly on the wall, we're going to show everything that's gone on around the football club, and we're going to use that money to clear the debt, I think that they'd get a few more fans on board anyway. But can you imagine? I know it's all make-believe bollocks and it's never going to happen probably, but still, like, United are a money machine. If we get it right recruitment-wise and we don't waste that money, then the team and the club can move forward. We will see as things progress under this ownership. Honestly, I've not got confidence. I won't ever get carried away with the ownership model of this football club. I know that we have recruited well and we've got a coach that understands what Manchester United are, and that's what I'm clinging on to. More than anything, that's what I'm clinging on to. Adam, it was a draw in the league. You didn't just win the Champions League. Come on, fella. You drew with Arsenal with a low block for F's sake. This is the problem with your fan base, overhyping shite like this. Overhyping a team that hardly had anyone fit and available, playing against an Arsenal side that was supposedly challenging for the title. Look, mate, we know where we are, and we're clinging on to anything right now. Trust me, we've had to accept that we have fallen. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Obviously, I am still wary of what might come. And we never forget what has also happened this season. But I'm just going to, I understand what you're saying, mate. But no, you're not going to convince me to not be positive and get a little bit excited about it. It was a good performance, and I'm only talking about that game. Let's see what happens on Thursday. You're right. Let's see if we can continue this right now. Cheers for all the votes on the poll, by the way. We are almost at that 400 live like mark, everyone. We're only 15 away. Well done, everyone. I'm beginning to understand why Amorim is protecting youngsters like Chido Obi. We United fans are addicted to overhyping young talents. Manu is an example of this problem. And he has alluded to this as well. KG Otso, I think is the way you say that YouTube name there. Good point in making there, in not bringing Obi on, not taking the academy players to Sociedad just to fill seats, making them feel like they're part of the first team squad. He's keeping them at arm's length. Heaven came on yesterday, but don't forget, Heaven was brought in and we actually paid for him, like Chido. But Heaven has got that year more development. At 18, he is physically filled out already. He is a specimen, isn't he? I think he's about what? I think he's about 6'4", Heaven. I think if I'm right. He's a beast of a player. Very, very calm. I think, like, and I know this is stupid and it sounds like I'm overhyping him. I'm just using an example. Similar to a Rio Ferdinand type of defender. That's how I would compare. He's not anything to do with him, but if I was comparing the style, I think you're looking at that type of defender. He's not the De Ligt monster tackler, aggressive defender that I love. I think De Ligt, honestly, is a beast of a player. I absolutely love him. He is definitely now at the moment my favourite Manchester United signing from the summer. Unbelievable. Absolutely superb. And all of them mysterious injury record, worries and concerns about De Ligt, touch wood, of non-existent. And I love it. I do. It's brilliant. Look, I'm going to wrap up the show there. I just want to say massive, massive thank you to everybody again for bearing with me. Obviously, couldn't do the show last night. I had to rest my voice. It was completely shot to shit, honestly. It was. I will be back later on today as well. If anything breaks or if there's any other news, keep yourselves up to date by hitting the subscribe button, then hitting the bell notification button. Give this video a like on the way out. Thank you again to all the new members. One I've just joined in William Bates. That was gifted by We Can Compete. Thank you for that, my friend. Absolutely love that. Thanks all the mods and members for helping out in the chat with everybody who is new. If you are new to the channel and just subscribed, welcome along to Forever United TV. Get your comments in below. I'll see you all later on today. Have a fantastic Monday for a change. Peace.